Hello and welcome to a review of the Megaquarium by Twice Circled. And Megaquarium is a aquarium tycoon game. You build and run and manage an aquarium in a campaign with 10 missions, and then there's a sandbox option as well. The campaign kind of serves as a tutorial to the game, so it teaches you the basics and builds up from there, more and more difficult, and gives you new options. And as a sandbox, you can adjust the customize your own difficulty and do it the way you want. So we'll do a small sandbox. I'll show you how the game works and explain about it a little bit more. So in here you can have presets. So standard game, quick start, limited supply, and custom one. So you can start. You have your starting rank. This affects basically how much stuff is unlocked in the game. How many different things. We'll go for like 10 because that allows me to show you the more stuff. We don't need to see all the things. Actually, probably 8 is enough. So then you have a fish availability. So this affects what kind of fishes are available for you. Very limited, standard, or everything available. In the campaign missions, you have a selected amount only available as well per mission. And then you can randomize the availability as well, so you don't know which fishes you will have available if you have them limited availability. There's side missions you can get. So basically you need to build a certain type of aquarium with certain fishes and so on and so on. And you can also sometimes buy from merchants fishes, and then there's trades as well. So you have to grow a certain fish to a certain size or to fully mature, I guess, and then you trade it to a different fish. You can have a seed, and then you have a difficulty. The game is fairly easy, especially if you have played a lot of like business tycoon management games. So I recommend playing it on hard or brutal if you have if you are very experienced with this type of games. And on easy ones or normal, the game would be kind of nice, chill. It's very chill experience already, even on harder difficulties. But even on easier, it would be very easy for me, for example. But anyways, let's just start with this and see what we get. So this is our basic aquarium here. It's empty. There's nothing. There's the entrance to your aquarium. You can click on it. Shows you how much money you get per entrance price, basically. It's currently closed. You can open it down here. Your rank affects how much you get money per visitors. Since we went pretty high rank, we get already a lot of money per visitor. But if you start with a very low rank, you get very little as well. So you need to start simple and grow from there. Or if you get a lot of initial money, then you can immediately go a bit bigger. So up here you have your controls, just demolish, move things. So everything in this game is freely movable, which is really nice when you need to reorganize your aquarium, and you quite often do, especially on the campaign missions where you have limited money, limited resources, limited fishes and everything. Moving them around is it's actually quite enjoyable. I like building a small aquarium and then redesigning it myself. Then you have buying more space and selling space, so you can freely expand your aquarium. You can't expand further this way because your gate is there. You can buy like one tile from here, but this is basically your upper limit here. I haven't reached the limit on the other side. You can grow your aquarium very big. So for example here we could just buy a slice of building there, a bit of slice of there, and then let's just buy like the back wall here. So you can freely just buy even like one tile if you need it, and this is used to basically grow your aquarium and get some more space. And then next thing we have is the walls. So you need to keep your feeding and stuff like that hidden, like your backstage area. You need to kind of keep it hidden from the visitors, so you can build walls like this to cover it, and we will be building some of those in a moment. And then you have platforms. So some aquariums are really tall, and you need to actually be able to climb there to feed the fishes, so you can build platforms there, and same reason for the ladders as well. Next to here, you have all your other buildables. You have your aquariums. So let's just get a basic wall tank going, which is this kind of aquarium. So it's just a wall. You can drag it, expand it, the size you want. On the bottom here you can see the price, and you can see the size of your aquarium. There's a bunch of different ones, like for example lagoon tank here is viewable from all directions. You can also see the area, the green area that are expanding, which basically kind of like catchment area of the aquarium, where people will notice that, oh, there's actually nice fish there. I'm gonna go and check them out. And this is also a deeper one, a really nice one also to start with. And you have a bunch of different types of aquariums. We don't have all of them open here yet. We do actually have quite a lot. You have corner tanks, then you have deeper ones with deeper aquariums. Certain things can only go into deep ones. And you can also see that this is a 10 minimum size, and this is 36, so deep tanks are also much bigger. Then you have like these outcrop tanks where the aquarium is kind of outcrop there. You can view it from the all directions, and then there's like the backstage area at the back there. Then we have Belfast tanks and tunnel tanks, and then Gracel tanks as well. Belfast tanks are these big, very big tanks you can build like this that you can view from all around, and then basically feed the fishes from the back. Very awesome tanks as well. And there's tunnel tanks where you have a small tunnel going through there. Just kind of shows these are really nice for viewing like the fishes and everything. Gives you bonus as they can just go in the tunnel and just go ooh next to the fishes and sharks and whatever. And then there's like a Gracel tank which is specialized for jellyfishes. So let's just get one of these wall tank going on. We'll just do a big tank like that there, and we'll do another one here. You immediately once you get through the gate, you see some fishies in there. And let's actually put this is just gonna be a couple corner tanks here as well, and we'll get a few fish into this one like that. And now we're gonna use that wall here, so I'm gonna block off this side and this side so that the guests don't get there. And there's another thing down here you can build, which is staff doors. So this is all the floor arrows to guide your guests. There's benches, there's fizzy drinks, coffee machines, and so on, toilets, and all these trash cans. Very basically a tycoon type of like a park type stuff. There's also a podium which allows your employees to give like speeches about fishes and everything, and they're a really good way to retain the interest of your visitors in your aquarium, so they stay longer, and also they generate a lot of money, sorry, not money, a lot of prestige and a lot of science points, which is nice. Ecology points and science points. I'll explain those in a second. So we need to get doors from here, so staff doors. We'll just rotate these here, like there and there. So now this area here is only accessible by the staff, and visitors will come in this small area there. So it's gonna be just nice, snug, small aquarium. Also at the bottom here is all the shops, which are especially late game very good money makers. People like to buy things when they visit your aquarium. Okay, next thing. So we have our aquariums, we have our backstage area. So let's get a couple of employees. So down here you can open the aquarium. So I'm actually gonna open it right now, and I'm gonna pause it immediately. It doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna get a couple of employees. So you can here manage your employee list, which we don't have any yet, and then you can hire new guys. They have talents that affect their skills, and they have different skills that they can do. So this guy can only do cleaning. This guy can only fix like aquarium equipment. This guy can only feed your fishes, and then there's people who have multiple ones running the gift shops and so on. So let's see if we can find anyone with feeding and fixing. Zhao there looks really good, and looks like Claire will be also hired, so they can fix and feed. So let's skip the next one. We'll go for the fishes first. So this is the list of fishes here. So you have a lot of over 100 different types of fish in this game. There is tropical fishes, there's cold water fishes, that's the probably biggest divide on them. And then they have all kinds of different needs and requirements for them. On top of having fishes, you also have corals, You have starfishes and all of this. You have crabs and yeah, corals as well. So there's all kinds of different, not just fishes, but there's also other things that go into the water. And you have to match all the requirements for the fishes. Like this guy is a wimp, so you can't put it with the poolies. They're size 2, and they like tropical tanks. They need a certain amount of water quality, and this is their food. So these are fairly easy fish. This is also showing how much prestige and how much ecology points you get from these. And the prestige affects your rank, which we are 8 at the moment. And then to reach the next rank, you need a certain amount of prestige points generated per day in your aquarium. Ecology points allows you to unlock new fishes. So when they see your when they come to your aquarium and see the fishes there, they look at the fishes and you get points from that, and then that is used to unlock the next ones. In the same way, there's science points. So certain fishes, instead of generating ecology points, they generate science points, and science points are used to unlock new equipment. So when you rank up, you unlock option to study new fishes and new equipment, and through visiting your aquarium, they pay money to get in, and then they look at your fishes and generate more prestige, the science point and ecology points that way. So, and there's a lot of fishes that have a lot of requirements. Like when you get down here, like the horseye jack, you can see that it's very high value for prestige and ecology points. It's very big also. It starts at size 10 and it grows up to 27, which is fairly big fish. Needs a pretty high requirement on water quality, expensive food, requires plants in the aquarium, minimum of 3 in a group, which is the shoaler. It's greedy for food, it's also a bully, so it pesters wimps. It needs it's a certain size of tank, so 60 or higher, which is fairly big tank. And then it also eats and damages other fishes that are size 4 or less, and eats crustaceans also. And it grows. Some fishes grow, some don't. Like small ones usually don't grow. They just start out on the size that they are. Let's look at. So you can see that our is capacity 30, so the 60 would have been way too much for this tank. So we'll go catch some little nice fishes, like half and half chromies look fairly easy. And we can put like a. Well, we need to feed minimum 4 of them. Let's put 5 of these chromies in here. So there we go. So now we have used half the tank, and we're gonna get some other fish that works with the chromies, like clownfish, for example. Here, they eat the same food. They have pretty much same requirements. They don't eat each other. So we'll put 5 clownfish also in this aquarium. So now this aquarium is full, and it shows us the requirements. So we don't have anything that provides us orange pellets, which is the food. So we need to go here into the food dispensers and tools. So here we have different food types that are available for us. Here's the orange pellets. So we'll just take one of these orange pellet boxes and put it there. And also we're gonna need one of these tool stations because aquarium equipment gets broken. So we're gonna need one of those on both sides. So our fishes are complaining that the water temperature is too low, as you can see from here, and also water quality is bad. So we'll have to fix that, and we'll go here. So this is the filters and coolers and heaters and etc. And there's heaters for the tropical fishes. There's coolers for the cold water fishes. There's lights for the corals, and then you have like different sizes of these heaters and whatever. And then you have combined versions, like this one is a heater and filter, and then you have protein skimmers, which is another type of filter basically, and there's a nitrate reactor, and there's one more. So there's different types of filtration. So just building one type of filtration kind of loses its effect over time. So you need like several different types, especially on really big aquariums with a lot of fish. You need these massive mega filters and a lot of them. You can also use power pump, these pumps, which you can set up. So normally when you build basically a filter, so we'll probably use like a power combi for this because it works really well for both this quality and heat. And normally you just put these next to the aquarium here. It just needs to connect next to it. So like this, for example, now we are enough heat, and we have almost enough water quality, so we need to add a second water quality treatment for this. With the basic pumps, you can link them from further away. 7 tiles for this one and 12 tiles for this one, and there's one more later on. And instead of connecting this it directly here, we can put this, for example, let's actually use the bigger one. And I will buy quickly some space here, so we have some room to work with. So we'll buy a little bit of space there. And we'll buy actually the power pump. So power pump has this range, how far it can connect to different machines, I mean aquariums. So we'll put this one, for example, in the back here, and then we connect it to this one. There we go. And then we can connect this power pump into a second one. The basic pump can only be connected to one. This one can be connected to 2 different ones. And now instead of having these next to these, we can just grab this and we can move this freely into here. So now this pump takes the power and the filtering from this one and connects it to both of the tanks. But it's obvious that we now need a second one because well, the first one wasn't enough for them anyways, and then now we have even more fishies there. So what other requirements do we have for these fishes? They actually didn't care about any kind of plants or anything, so we don't technically need anything to keep them happy. But your guests will like if there is some plants. They look at the aquarium and they just see some fish in there and they're like, this is pretty boring, but the fish is nice. So it's nice to have, for example, some kelp in there, or some eelgrass. Let's do some eelgrass in there, a little bit of that, then we'll throw a bit of this over there, and maybe a rock, chuck a rock or 2 in there. You can see also that these things have your +1 for plants, but they also have prestige points, so you also generate prestige from the plants, not just from the fishies, but also from these. They also have, like this one here has filtering power and nitrate reaction power, so these plants will also help keep your tanks clean. Some of them also only fit on deep ones. We'll throw some live rocks. They give a bit of filter power and gives rocks. Certain fishes require rocks and certain fishes require caves, so these are used to provide the necessary requirements from the couple rocks in there to make it look nicer. And now we can basically unlock or unpause and let our visitors go around and let us feed those and everything. So here, now that we run the game, this is our first research. So you can choose between any rank. It gets more expensive, basically double cost every rank, how much points you need to unlock the next fish. And here you can choose what fish you want to unlock next. And as I said, there's like lobsters and corals and stingrays, there's some sharks, there's a leopard shark right there, and a bunch of these really awesome fishes, a bit of cuttlefish in there. But the higher ones have higher requirements. And big aquariums get kind of interesting later on, especially if you try to fit different fishes in there with a lot of different requirements, like for example this fish eats crustaceans, so you want to not put crustaceans in there, but if the crustacean is big enough you can put it in there. A lot of them are also have armored, which doubles basically their size, effective size against the predators, so you can have them with them. And there's all kinds of these requirements that really force you to mix and match them nicely. And it's also nice to have like a buried aquarium, like your big massive mega tank in the middle, where you have a lot of different things to see and you can generate a ton of points there. But it doesn't really matter for us what we research here. We'll just go for the dory there. And then this is how you just keep adding. So for example, we could do next do we actually have any? We have very little corals unlocked. We could do a coral tank. So for example here, you just pick lights and you put lights into the coral tank there in the corner. And now we can drop a few corals in here. Corals are also interesting because some corals have size requirement. So this grows to 4 after 3 days. But they don't require really space in the aquarium from the fishes. So you can combine corals and fish in the same aquarium as long as you have a space to have also the required rocks and plants as well, because the corals go on the bottom as well, like same way. And that was the pop-up for our science as well, because we generated our first science generating a fish. So here's like we can do deluxe toilets and U-tanks and mega double filters and so on at rank 8. We'll just go for that one, for example. And looks like we need a new fish food again. So the next zooplankton for these corals here, and our water quality is not good enough for the corals, so we need a bit higher, which we can fix, for example, by putting a nitrate or different type of filtering here, which will immediately make it a lot better. So we're at 78% now. And this is basically how you run your aquarium. There is also a lot of decorational stuff you can do. So for example, you can paint your walls and floors. So you can decorate your aquarium. The basic blue is kind of boring, and you can quickly just paint your aquarium to look different. You can also paint the aquariums themselves to have like this edge, and then you can also mix and match these freely. It's just however you feel like you want to do your aquarium like this. You can also freely rotate the camera and zoom in and out pretty far. In addition to that, you can actually zoom in very close to like have like a this kind of view inside your aquarium. It's I mean, it's there. It's not the graphics are not the greatest for this kind of a view. They're definitely meant from looking from above. It's always nice to just have a feature like this, to be able to walk around in your own aquarium and see how it looks from the visitor's perspective. I mean, why not have that kind of feature in there as well? Let's see. We'll paint those walls as well to match the whole aquarium. There you go. Now aquarium looks much better. You can also paint the employee area. I usually paint it something different than the other ones. We'll do this one, for example. And I think it improves the look of the painted one of the walls as well. Actually, we'll change the employee walls also look different. I think the basic floor color, the blue and the tiles looks a bit too clinical, almost like a hospital, and changing it to a bit better looking. Immediately gives that nicer look to your aquarium. Then you to go on from here, you would add more aquariums, more fish. We only have 2 of them currently in use. We could use a lot of vending machines, places to sit down, benches, toilets, and so on, shops to expand it from here. But this is basically the game. Also, the other things you can see here, you can see your money. There's this message system here where the missions for like additional fishes come, and so on. Trading and everything is here. And on top of here, you can see like different layouts. Like this one is quite nice to see, like what can I fit here and here, and then there's a bunch of other ones here as well. So this is basically Megaquarium. Let me load up and show you one of my bigger aquariums, just to show you how crazy like a bigger sandbox aquarium gets. Well, so this is one I've been playing on my stream, and it's very large. As you can see, there's a lot of guests. There's some of these mega big tanks here. Like my entrance is this huge tank with this tunnel going through the middle. So everyone who comes in here sees this massive tank. You can see me using the ramps here, and there's some feeders, a lot of food, and yeah, so it gets pretty big. There's some jellyfish tanks here, some of those open tanks, and it just gets really huge. And there's some use for those big mega pumps. There's some of these very huge aquariums here with a lot of sharks, rays, and so on. I guess I need to level you up. Sorry. You can see just points being generated here. And yeah, this is a Megaquarium, and it's not the most complex and most difficult tycoon game ever made, but it's really fun and very chill experience. It's just fun to build an aquarium and just see the fishies go around, see the guests go around, and I can highly recommend this. If you like the tycoon type of games, this is definitely one to check out. But anyways, thank you for watching this review of the Megaquarium by Twice Circled, and thank you for watching. And if you like this review, check out other reviews, let's plays, and everything else on the YouTubes, and check out the live stream on twitch.tv/Bellanera, where I do live stream of this game and this type of games, building management strategy, and several others as well. And I'll see you guys next time. So bye bye.